Yo, what's up, crew? It's your host with the most, Tony Ferguson, XT. Follow me on IG and that Twitter thingy, like I always say. Today, what we're going to do is going to show you how to wrap your hands my way. First, you got to get a hand wrap. Then, what we're going to do is we're going to lace it up. We're going to take the thumb and go away from the thumb when we wrap. We'll go once around. If you have 180, this is how you do it. Once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You want enough padding at the top of your knuckles, so if you hit like me, you want to have that extra pad. Come on this way, buddy. Check this out. The big trick is I'm going to go under and I'm going to go over, but instead of going like this, back over here, I am going to do this. I'm going to go back under and go under my fingers. I'm going to re-wrap under, go back over top, secure all of the bandages that are right here on top of the knuckles. Once again, we're not going to go this way and continue the wrap. What we're going to do is we're going to go around the index finger and bring it around the knuckles. It gives you a little extra more padding. Let's go around the wrist, we'll go around the index finger area. And the same thing, you want to make sure it's nice and neat. One more time, we're not going to go this way. Okay? I'll show you in a second why. Make sure it's really nice and neat. If you want, you can wrap your thumb. I usually don't wrap my thumb, but in this case I'll wrap my thumb, last part. We'll go around the wrist once, twice, and the finish. Now check it out. Now this is why I didn't wrap around this way. Now if you're an MMA guy like me, you want to mess around with that kind of stuff. You want to have that little opening right here and you're ready to good to go. RDX Sports, check them out.
Okay, listen, this is my point. What do I believe? I believe that I should have been fighting for the title right now. Like the title, I thought even after the Stipe and DC, I'll be the one in the line. So that's what I believe. Now I'm here. I'm about to do this fight, which is not either a title or interim title. So the point is, it's not my. The point is just like it's not my call. I don't decide what's gonna be, even. Regardless what is my thought about what is fair, once again, it's not my call, so I just have to do what I have to do. You know, I truly believe that I was in the sport for fight for the title, so that's my thought.
On May 9th, Tony Ferguson fighting Justin Gaethje for the interim lightweight championship. And things move on quickly from there. You guys are putting on an event, Dana, just a few days later on May 13th, same venue. Give us some information, man. Let's start with the prelims first. We'll get to the main card here in a second, but give me the prelims for that May 13th event.
Well, we're going Saturday, May 9th. We're going Wednesday, May 13th. And then we're going Saturday, May 16th. So Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, on ESPN, and on the Wednesday the 13th, we have the main event before we go to the main card is Philippe Lins versus Andre Arlovski. The main event on that card will be Anthony Smith versus Glover Teixeira, and the co-main event for that card is Ben Rothwell versus Ovince St. Preux. OSP is coming back. Then on Saturday, May 16th, so it goes Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, the Saturday, May 16th card, Anthony Hernandez versus Kevin Holland is the fight right before we go into the main card. And then the main event on that card is Walt Harris versus Alistair Overeem. The co-main event for that fight is Claudia Gadelha versus Angela Hill.
Wow. Okay, so obviously some big fights there that you just announced that we got to get to. By the way, you were terrible at following directions. I told you to give me the prelims of the May 13th card, and you're just delivering
I don't
everything.
listen to what you tell me to do. I do what I want.
you're giving us everything. You're giving us things in June, by the way. What's happening in June and July while we're at it? So
Listen, people haven't had sports in forever. You got to beat people over the head with this Saturday, May 9th. And then we go Wednesday, May 13th. Then we go Saturday, May 16th. Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday.
That is
just
true.
Beating people over the head with how this is going to work.
That is true. I mean, we're all used to, most of us don't even know what day it is anymore. Now, all of a sudden, there's going to be 3 events in 8 days. True. So we want to get the full cards out. So May 13th, you got the list in front of you? What is the full lineup of fights on that Wednesday, May 13th card?
The whole card? Sijara Eubanks is fighting Sarah Moras. You got Michael Johnson and Thiago Moises. Arlovsky versus Linz. Carl Robertson versus Marvin Vittori. Ricky Simone versus Ray Borg. Alex Hernandez versus Drew Dober. Ben Rothwell versus OSP. And the main event, Anthony Smith versus Glover Teixeira. We also have Brian Kelleher versus Hunter Azur on that card too.
Yeah, and that main event, you mentioned it, Anthony Smith versus Glover Teixeira. This fight was originally supposed to be in Anthony Smith's home state of Nebraska. It feels like, I mean, he's coming off of a win against Alexander Gustafsson. I know Gustafsson is now retired, but anytime you beat Gustafsson, that's a serious win. He'd like to get back in title contention. What do you think a win over Glover Teixeira does for Anthony Smith right now?
He's coming off a win over him. He's coming off a win over the dude that broke into his house. He's had a very interesting time off, and he's taking on Glover Teixeira. Great fight, great main event. 2 tough, durable guys, and looking forward to that one.
That's true. He should be on a 2-fight win streak, not a 1-fight.
Exactly.
It sounded like he won that one at his residence. I like the Carl Roberson fight, man. This guy's 29 years old, Contender Series guy. He beat Ryan Spann on the Contender Series. You know, he's got 2 losses in the UFC, but one of those was to Glover Teixeira, and that was when he moved up on short notice and fought at 205 pounds. His original weight class is 185. So if I'm looking at a fight of the night kind of candidate, that's the one for me, is Roberson versus Marvin Vittori. How about Glover, man? I mean, he's a guy who's been around the sport for a long time. We know what he is. We know he's a tough guy, tough out. Do you still see him as title contention, or is he kind of in the twilight of his career? Can you talk a little bit?
Definitely in the twilight of his career. Very important fight for him. Much like the Andre Arlovsky fight, fighting these young, tough guys. Very important fight for Glover Teixeira and Andre Arlovsky. Guys like you say that are in the twilight of their career.
Okay, how about that May 16th card? Let's get the full list of fights. We already know Walt Harris and Alistair Overeem is headlining. You mentioned Claudia Gadelha and Angela Hill. That's a great fight. What else we got on that May 16th card? Yeah,
Chris Joko versus Eric Anders is on the card. Dan Ige versus Edson Barboza. That is a fun fight right there. Co-main event is Claudia Gadelha and Angela Hill, and the main event is Alistair Overeem and Walt Harris.